Back again with another video for the Silverback MDR-X that we just reviewed on the channel in the previous video, and on today's episode we're doing something really cool. We're actually going to be saying goodbye to these 308 mags that come on the MDR-X because they're just a little bit, they're just chunky, and obviously with being in the US right now it's a little bit harder to get access to some of Silverback's stuff, so the stock MDR-X mags are not really something that I think are going to be viable for me. I do, however, want to convert it over to M4 mags, because whether you have EPM ones, which hold a ton of rounds, M4 mags, which I already have a ton of, we can convert it to take something that I already have available, so I don't need to spend more money and I can hold more rounds. So let's see what we could do about that. And what Silverback actually does that makes it really cool is they already, out of the box, offer a new mag catch. They have them a bunch of different variants. These are the obviously 5.56, and you can see what's labeled here, what Silverback already has pre-installed there. These are the 308 mag catch, so we're going to replace that. Now, so far on the MDR-X, this is kind of how I have it set up right now. I'm actually running a thermal scope, which is super fun on this thing. It's a blast. I've got this cool little Stark, like, grip that's slightly angled at like 45 degrees, and then the shush can on the front that I likely won't be using because it's a little bit heavy, so I'm going to find something in front, maybe like a small tracer actually, because it'll work even better with the thermal scope. Now, just as a little heads up, I have no idea how to do this. I have not actually fully taken this thing down before, so I'm excited to do so, and I guess we'll kind of figure it out together. So we can take a look at the 5.56 mag catch, and obviously it's just another upgraded little plate, nothing too fancy. Kinda wish it said 5.56 on it, that'd be super cool, but you can see where it's going to replace itself on the MDR-X. It'll sit right there, and we'll take a look at the difference when we take it all apart. So what we're going to have to do, I would assume, is just a couple takedown pins. It looks like definitely this pin, likely, I don't know, maybe this pin, and maybe this pin, but I'm not sure. So we're going to start kind of just knocking pins out. I got to take the battery out. The battery obviously isn't plugged in, so don't beat me up because of that. And I'm sorry if the noise is kind of weird right now. I just have the 3D printer going. Just going to pop that out. I'll pull the buttstock off. And the battery's not plugged in. It's just sitting in there because it's a place that I could store it. I should really have a battery bag. And then, oh man, mag out for sure. Let's see what else we have to do here. I would assume, so we're going to have to split it apart, and I would imagine the handguard's going to have to come off as well. Maybe not actually. Maybe this will just slide out back. Why don't we pop this guy out? See if that's a pin that could come apart. Oh. Okay. So that pin seemed to actually do a number on us here. I assume maybe this pin has to come out now as well. Let's pop that pin out too. Really like how they stay in. Oh yeah. Okay, hold on. Upper and lower split. Just make sure we don't crunch and break anything. Slide the motor out. And then there is our lower. Let's see. We have to get to this guy here. And don't know if there's like a... Hold on. Big brain here. Let's take a look at this. So it looks like the only place that this is really attached to anything is it slides forward and back to latch on. I don't know if you could see those like teeth. Clearly it slides over something and latches on, kind of like it's like hugging something. And there's a small pinhole here. I don't know if a screw goes through that or not, but we're gonna use that to try and figure out what we have to do next. And it's going to sit like this, so that means it slides off that direction. Okay. Let's just kind of take our eyes back in here again and see what we're looking at. That was pretty simple, actually. That looks like it just slides out. We may not even have to pull that out all the way. I may just be able to slide that off. Yep. And then we could slide this guy on. And just make sure that spring goes back in place. Boom. Just like that. That is super simple. I'm actually going to pop that back out, because I want to see if I can show you the difference between the two, and then we'll put it back in. So if we just slide this off, oh, careful. Things are coming out that I don't know how to put back in. Just going to slide this back off. Okay. So here is the 5.56, and the 308 is on the bottom. And if you look at the difference, obviously, they're going to be almost completely the same at the top. But on the back end, you could see the mag catch difference. So on the 5.56, it's much further forward to latch onto where the M4 mags would be. The 308 is much further back. So it's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. It's awesome that they include that. I think more replicas should have that optional magazine, especially if they don't take M4 mags, just because people already have them lying around. Just gotta be super careful not to eat the wires up when we get the motor in, because that was a little tough to get in before. Line everything up. Line everything up. Make sure our pins are all backed out. I'm gonna flip to the opposite side and just see if we're smushing anything before I start pushing pins in. Does not look like it. Okay, I pushed that middle pin in first. We'll push the front pin in now. Just gonna give it a little convincing. That goes through. Now, I don't have a place to store these yet because I actually really don't have any AEGs. So right now it's just gonna sit in the back of there like that. Just completely untouched. We'll drop the stock on. Kind of push this closed. Pin goes through. And out the other side. Okay. Moment of truth. 308 mag doesn't sit in anymore. I really hope the KWA one does, so you can see what it looks like. No, you're not gonna go in for me? Oh no. Come on. Why are we not going in? Let's see. So it should line up. I'm gonna have to shim this because it's gonna be like all over the place. I think they sell a shim pack, but I don't know why she's not going in. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I may have to pick up something because there's just so much wiggle room on the inside here that's going to allow me to keep it from wobbling all over the place and stabilize the mag. So let me do a little research really quick.
3 days later.
We're back with a handful of days later here because I am an absolute fool, and now we have to throw in the MDRX Magwell adapter because I guess I didn't realize that we needed more parts than this. It's my first time doing this, obviously, so mistakes happen. I picked this up from Skirm Shop USA, so thank you guys for sending it out super quickly. And we'll pull out all of the pieces. I know that this is a shim pack. I don't know if we're going to need to shim it at all, but you can if you have to. I think all of these they're the same. No, so they're all slightly different based off of what mags you're going to be using. So we're going to want to test that out and kind of just see. This is the insertion that will stabilize any of your M4 mags. And as you can see, there is a little wobble back and forth. And you can change this based off what mags you're going to be using, whether it be EPM 1s and whatnot. I'm going to, since there's very minimal movement there, we'll throw one of the thinner shims on and see if that helps to stabilize it at all. So we'll just pop, I think the 0.00. I'll just kind of twist those off. I'm gonna have to clip that, and we'll twist off the other one. I don't think we're gonna need it any thicker than that. But you could see they're all slightly different thicknesses. This one's going to be a little bit thicker as we get higher into the millimeter mark. And we'll just go ahead and I'll clip these. Should be good. And we'll go ahead and clip this one. Perfect. Okay. Now tossing these in should be as simple. I don't think we have to like glue them in at all. That's the side it's got to go in. And then the other on the opposing side. And that should stabilize these KWA mags a little bit more. We'll see. Yeah, you can see they're much more stable in there. I mean, it could be more stable, but I mean, that's already pretty dang stable as is. I should probably clean that up a little bit more. Let's see if I can pick this off. So I got the lower of the MDR-X taken apart now, and I noticed that it also comes with some washers. I don't really know what those are going to be for particularly, but why don't we go ahead and see if we can insert this guy into place. Let me get those two spacers. I don't know if we have to take anything else out or apart to get this in there. If we do, obviously I'll go about that afterwards. Let's see. See, like, it doesn't really want to go, like, just slide on in. I think you kind of just got to wedge it in there. Just make sure, obviously, you pull the mag catch out so it can go all the way in. It doesn't get stuck on that. I'm going to wind up forcing this and breaking something on accident. We are making some headway. We got to get down a little bit further. All right. I think that's as low as it's going to go. You can see it's in there now. And then that mag should pop in. Is it getting latched at all? Oh yeah, it does get latched. Okay. All right, we're in good hands here. A good position. Let's pop that mag out. And I think that just sits in there like that. I don't think we're going to need to do anything with the washers. If we wind up having to, obviously I'll take things back apart. Let's make sure everything is lined up and where it's supposed to be. And then we're just going to throw this guy back together. Everything is installed back together. You can see that new insert down at the base. Now, I do just want to say a quick disclaimer. Those 10 KWA M4 mags that I had in here originally, they did not seat. I have a EPM1 that, cool enough, does sit. Will it feed? That's up for the question. It does rattle back and forth a little bit. I'm going to have to shim that slide differently because I actually shimmed it originally for those KWA mags. It's no movement front to back and no movement up and down. I don't think we should have any issues, but again, I've been told that there may be. I'm in a group chat and I was talking to a couple of the guys in there, and I was told specifically that the EPM ones don't work so great, but Specna arms do. So I have a bunch of those on the way, and we're going to run the Specna arms in here moving forwards, but now we can officially run the Silverback MDR-X on 5.56, which is cool because it's a readily available mag platform, and unfortunately with all the tariffs and stuff right now in the US, it's hard to get a lot of the Silverback stuff because a lot of companies just aren't carrying it. So now at least we can run it on mags that are readily available, and if we ever need to, they're going to be readily available at local fields and stuff too, which is really, really cool, especially being that a couple of the local fields that I'm with right now currently switched a lot of their, rentals over to Specna arms because those are really good recently. So that is super cool. Hope you enjoyed. And obviously we'll test it out when the Specna arms ones come. But for now, at least it sits in and you can see how the upgrade works. Again, I'm sorry that I kind of had like a whole fiasco here where I had ordered parts and didn't realize I needed other parts in order to upgrade these. So new to the platform. I'm learning just like everybody else. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.